through. Ding bowed out, but with a 1-4-7, only the fourth we've ever seen in the 49-year history of the Mr. Q Masters. Tonight promises to be just as good. So here we go, with the climax of day two in front of a sellout crowd here at the one and only Alexandra Palace. Please welcome a player making his 13th appearance at the Masters, 24 years after his first. Multiple German Masters champion, back at Ali Pali for the first time. And now to a player flourishing towards his 50s, 29 years after his Masters debut. Still delivering, still winning. He's the reigning British Open champion, and he's the runner-up here last year. The irrepressible, irreplaceable Mark J. Williams.
This is a meeting that is overdue, Dominic, because I haven't played for nearly 5 years.
No, that's right. They both had fairly similar seasons last season in terms of prize money, and this really, but I'm looking forward to this because I do love a match where both players have slightly different styles of play. Ali Carter can be a little volatile, certainly does like to wear his heart on his sleeve. He shows a lot of emotion. Mark Williams, the polar opposite of that, really.
Needless to say, every seat taken this tournament. A total sellout from the first ball to the last on Sunday night, when someone is going to pick up the iconic Paul Hunter Trophy and a cheque for £250,000. Ali Carter, of course, came within one victory of the title 4 years ago now. Hard to believe it was that long ago, as he mentioned to Rachel. His record in this event is relatively modest. He's only been to the quarter-final stages 3 times, and the irony was that the year, of course, that he made the final, he wasn't actually supposed to be in the tournament. It was only because of O'Sullivan's withdrawal that he got in. He made the most of it. He was 7-5 up against Stuart Bingham in the final before Bingham denied him by 10 frames to 8. Williams, of course, twice a champion, including one of the most famous finals of all time, the re-spotted black victory against Stephen Hendry way back in 1998. And came very close to making it a hat-trick 12 months ago, of course, denied at the last by Judd Trump, having led 8-7. Even though they haven't played for the best part of 5 years, it's a significant rivalry, this one. This is their 18th meeting. Williams leading the head-to-head 11-6. They're second at the Masters. Williams having beaten Carter back in 2010 in the first round. What a scene. Interesting to hear Carter say that he rates this tournament in terms of prestige alongside the World Championship. And certainly in terms of atmosphere, you could make a case for saying it is the best on the circuit. That's a mistake from Williams.
Reds to block off this corner pocket. Needs a good kiss from cue ball to blue, though. Well, that's okay. I say okay. Yes, he can pop the blue, no problem at all, but no easy red to play for. Maybe the one at the back of the pack, closest to the black. Unless he can run through for the red near the brown in the left centre, perhaps. Well, he had more angle on the blue than I thought he had. He was okay.
He's been tremendously consistent in the last season and a half, Carter. That's why he's back amongst the game's elite. Oh, but he's missed that red. He'll be disappointed with that.
Ali Carter 6.
But of course, he was triumphant at the German Masters last season. Dominated Tom Ford in the title match, as we see that red go astray again. He was runner-up to Murphy at the Players to Trump this season in Wuhan. So he's been racking up the ranking points. That's why back up to number 10 in the world. But of course, Mark Williams has also tasted success very recently, including the British Open this season. And much more recently, the invitational event in Macau, a very lucrative few days for Williams, who beat Jack Lazowski in the final. So he's been enjoying the winning habit again.
And Ali Carter isn't too short of match practice either. He's playing in Group 2 of the Championship League Invitational event just a few days ago, losing in the semi-finals of Group 2 to Mark Selby.
Mark Williams 6.
Both players just looking to feel their way into this opening frame. Inevitably, there'll be nerves. There have to be if you're to perform at your best in front of a crowd like this. And that's nicely cued. So Carter back in.
He's a very confident player, Ali Carter. There's no getting away from that. He bustles around the table, gets on with it. A very aggressive player. Needs a good positional shot here, though. This is awkward, this red to left
8.
corner. Because he was hampered by the red near the right side cushion, decided against attempting that red.
Ali Carter 8.
What can you say about this man, Mark Williams? Played so many matches at the Masters. He's played 53, in fact, and won 30 of them. Ali Carter there. Played 19 matches here at the Masters, but only won 7. But you are always facing the game's elite whenever you play at the Masters.
In March, Mark Williams became the oldest player to make a maximum at the back in 2022 when he was 47. And in winning the British Open, in beating Mark Selby, he became the second oldest winner of a ranking event after the great Ray Reardon.
No easy path back to bulk here for Mark Williams at all. The red as well near the left-hand side cushion could also be causing him a problem, trying to get around the back of that to take the cue ball back towards bulk. Just avoided it.
These two players share plenty of characteristics, both very tactically astute, both heavy scorers when given the opportunity.
I think, though, Mark Williams just has that extra something tactically. Call it tablecraft, whatever you wish to call it, but he has that. He's able to just pick out the odd shot here and there that can cause a problem. Now, Ali Carter, as you can see in that picture there, there's a definite chance of a plant here to the right corner, and I'll be amazed if he refuses it. It does have to be made just fractionally, but I'll be surprised if this doesn't go in.
Yes, and it had to go in, clearly, as there was a good deal of... Had the red stayed out, but in it goes, so Carter once again at the table, looking to make the inroads in this match.
He'll be disappointed. Better position on the colour there. There is a gap through to the black, and for positional reasons he needs to take it on, but there's a lot of pressure on this. Not quite, just caught the near jaw. Now, that could be very costly.
Yes, that was tough, wasn't it? Because he knew in missing it, he was leaving plenty. Just caught the near angle. One of those shots where there's plenty of reward if you get it, but a lot of risk if you don't. And Williams will now look to capitalise.
One.
Well, already he has a tricky little positional shot to play, Mark. All these reds are rather in one another's way. So that's why he's played for red into this right corner. He needs to try and get that cue ball somewhere around the pink spot area, then there will be reds available to him. Well, I have to say I'm a little surprised this went in. Caught a lot of that near jaw.
9.
And at pace.
He's been scoring very heavily this season, Williams. He's already made 29 centuries, which is just 3 shy of his season's tally from the previous campaign.
$16. $17.
Again, with so much angle on the blue, he can't just hold for a red. He may have to just trickle into them.
Can you please make sure your phone's on silent?
So having their phone on. Fairly commonplace these days, though, isn't it? Oh, that cannon's worked out well. Now he's back in business.
22. $23. 30. $31.
One thing you can say about Mark Williams these
37.
days, he's very careful with what he does. Well, the flamboyant, he's changed his game dramatically, Mark, the last 20 years or so, but that red has gone astray. What a surprising miss.
Mark Williams, 30.
Yes, that's a big game. But didn't really get that close to that red. That's what he thought of it.
Well, Phil, I hope he's not in any interest of it. It could cause a problem in terms of focus and concentration.
.28 between them. Quite an edgy opening to this match. Who is going to settle down first?
Short of pace there, Ali, with that safety, but the green is...
.28 between them. Quite an edgy opening to this match. Who is going to settle down first?
Short of pace there, Ali, with that safety, but the green is doing him some favours here. It's blocking a possible red to the left corner.
The winner to play the winner of our match tomorrow afternoon from 1:45 UK time, Judd Trump, who of course is the reigning champion, going for a hat-trick of Masters titles this year against former runner-up Kyron Wilson. So it could be a repeat of the final in the next round if Williams were to prevail tonight and Trump comes through. Williams, of course, had a very near miss the year before when at one stage Neil Robertson needed a couple of snookers in their deciding frame in their semi-final, got them and won on the black.
Good length of the cue ball. It's a useful target, both yellow and brown, to have to try and get that snooker behind them.
There's confirmation that it is overall quite a modest record that Carter has in this event, but of course he did get himself within 2 frames of the title. And the way he's been playing in the last season and a half, if he wins tonight, he'll fancy going deep again. But that's a good red from Williams to get back in. 26th appearance for the great man.
3.
Won his second Masters title, as he did his first, at the expense of his great mate, Stephen Hendry. That was 21 years ago, though, now.
Four. $11. 12.
Just this pink and one more red required to win the opening frame.
$18. 19.
And typically it was a trademark long red that got Williams in to clinch this frame. One of the best in that regard in the history of this sport.
$25. 26.
Carter had an opportunity himself earlier in the frame. Missed what was a tough black under pressure, knowing that he was leaving plenty. In the event, it wasn't as expensive as it might have been, with Williams missing into the left centre on the red, but got back in with that excellent long-range red and the trademark under the body shot, with the frame long since won. The consummate match player, Mark Williams, still thoroughly enjoying the heat of battle.
39.
I think he's proud of himself, and rightly
41.
so, that now knocking on the door of his 50th year, he's still amongst the game's elite.
$44. 48. 53. 59.
He's taken these very nicely after the early jousting. It's Mark Williams who got in with a terrific long red and clears the table with 66. First blood then to the 3 times champion of the world. He leads Ali Carter by 1-0. The 2024 Masters, we've already had high drama today, of course, with Ding Junhui's magnificent maximum break in defeat against an outstanding performance from Ronnie O'Sullivan. Ali Carter doing battle this evening with Mark Williams, who struck first, helped by a break of 66. Both players having had chances to settle into this match, but of course there's a long way to go. The first to 6 for the right to play either defending champion Trump or Kyron Wilson, who are in action, as mentioned, tomorrow afternoon.
The second frame, Ali Carter to break.
Ben Williams calling the crowd to order ahead of frame 2. These players no strangers to meeting on the very biggest of snooker occasions. I mentioned Williams has won their only previous Masters match, but they've played at the World Championship as well. That was the year that Williams claimed his 3rd title in the quarterfinals after Carter had impressively beaten O'Sullivan in the second round. Oh, that was a long way off from Williams. Very uncharacteristic. Has he got away with it, though? Carter has a victory over Williams in the UK Championship. Won in a decider back in 2008, so... a meeting, as mentioned, that is overdue, given they haven't played for nearly 5 years. Williams getting a bit lucky not to leave anything there.
Well, absolutely. It just shows, doesn't it, how important a good run of the ball can be at times. Mark could have left plenty on there for Ali Carter, but didn't. Superbly played safety shot from Mark Williams. I think Ali would be disappointed, though, not to get this safe. But I wonder if Ali Carter has had any thoughts about approaching this match in a certain way by playing an attacking style of snooker to try and keep the balls open. Because Mark Williams' tablecraft is rather legendary.
Saw Carter having a little practice on the table ahead of this match earlier this evening in tandem with his coach, Chris Henry. Clearly that has been a winning combination with the results he's put together, which have got him back amongst the game's elite. Sitting pretty as regards the Players' Series events. First of which is next week, the World Grand Prix. But also looking good for the Players and the Tour Championships to follow. All lucrative events for those players who have excelled the best this season. Of course, Williams is in a similar boat. 4th on the one-year list, Carter is 8th.
Not enough backspin this time from Mark Williams, so good half chances for Ali Carter, but again, a lot of pressure on this pot.
One. Six.
Carter has been no slouch in the century-making stakes this season. He's up to 20 already and has passed 400 for his career. One of only 17 players to have made that many.
Eleven.
glimpse there. It's another potential plant that is probably available to this left corner. In fact, Ali's chosen to play it. Important for Ali Carter, I feel, to make a good break here, just to settle any nerves, because this is another good opportunity for him.
$17. $18. $21.
We'll look for an angle on a colour now to try to play for some of the reds around the pink spot.
22. $25. $26.
The pink will be tied up once it's potted. Its spot is surrounded by reds.
$32. $33. $38. $39.
The bottom red of that group of four below the pink will pot into this right corner. And that in turn would open one to the right of it, to the left corner.
$44. $45.
Wanted to be straight on the red to run through for the black and had to play a delicate little cannon there for the pink, and it's gone wrong a little. It may be potable still, but very awkward.
Yes, much closer to the pink than he would have liked. This is tricky. And although it's a useful lead, it's by no means a decisive one, so a delicate touch required here for Carter. And it was always drifting to that near jaw, so the break ends disappointingly early. He has got a couple of awkward reds by way of some insurance, but clearly disappointed that he couldn't go on to clinch the frame there.
1. Eight.
Never easy to judge, is it, when you're that close to the object ball?
No, although immediately it struck the pink, it did seem to be heading towards the
9.
pocket briefly.
$14. $15.
Not an easy pot, and had to concentrate fully
20.
pot, which means that position is far from A1 for Williams. Shaved the lead now to just 25 points, still 51 on the table. Well, there's applause, but it always looked as though it was heading to the near jaw, so the damage not too great for Carter after the miss pink. Comes back to the table with that 25-point cushion.
One.
It's going to need one of the remaining two reds with a colour to make the frame safe.
Five.
And that should be
6.
good enough, because the blue will put him 36 in front with only 35 left.
$11.
And this to make absolutely sure of levelling the match. It's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, sure.
The crowd acknowledging that that is surely the ball that makes it one apiece.
12.
Carter would have been a little concerned when he missed the pink to the left centre, but Mark Williams in turn missed the tricky red to the right corner from distance. And that's allowed the former finalist
Okay.
to equalise. So battle joined.
14. 16.
Given Carter's form in the last 18 months, this looked likely to be a really tight contest.
19.
Nothing that's happened so far is suggesting otherwise.
23.
I think now that Ali
28.
Carter has won this second frame, it does set up this match very nicely.
34. Carter 34 on the front.
The captain levelling up proceedings here at Alexandra Palace. Battle is joined. Mark Williams pegged back. And it's one frame apiece. For his record extending 8th Masters tilt. And another title. Mark Williams going for a hat-trick this year, having last tasted victory in this tournament over 20 years ago against the great Stephen Hendry. The winner, of course, to play the Judd Trump, the defending champion, or Kyron Wilson. They do battle tomorrow afternoon. And both players will be happy enough to have a frame early, settle the butterflies, as Williams prepares to get us back underway. Mark Williams breaking off in frame 3, one apiece. Williams with a 66 clearance in the opening frame, Carter with breaks of 34 and 45 in the second.
Ali Carter be very disappointed to see that red finish over the middle pocket. Expected it to run a lot further than it did.
One.
So first chance, Mark Williams here in frame 3. Just the wrong side of the blue, but can run through for a red into the right corner, perhaps.
Six. Seven.
Happily, no indications at the moment that Williams is struggling, having referenced the fact that he tweaked his back and was concerned initially, but told Rachel that it was okay, and it appears to be so, which is good news.
12. Thirteen.
Chance to screw through these reds and develop a few. It's got a good angle here on the black, but they're not necessarily the best pack to go into from the black. Yeah, it was always going to be difficult. When you have a shelf of reds at the back of the pack, it's always better to try to get onto the blue
20.
if you can. Mark had no choice there, though.
Mark Williams, 20.
Yeah, Williams has managed to get the cue ball pretty tight to the top cushion. Make Carter's next shot that bit trickier. Nothing like winning a big title to restore lost confidence, and that, of course, is what Carter was able to do in claiming his second German Masters title last season. Nearly 7 years after his previous ranking triumph in China at the World Open back in 2016. But it's been the consistency of his results, aside from that title, which have got him back where he belongs. He's a former world number 2, remember, Carter. Twice a world championship runner-up to Ronnie O'Sullivan. Former UK semi-finalist and, of course, 4 years ago, runner-up here.
Ali could feasibly attempt this red to the right corner, but I don't think he'd be on the black if it went in. So just the safety. A few of these safety shots from Mark Williams are landing a little short, which will concern him. And he looks to be attempting this long red to the left corner. Long way off, though. Is that red to slow down? Fly. It is a fly. Yes, it's a fly that's landed on the red. Doesn't seem to want to go anywhere.
Are you going for it?
Well, Ben Williams has previous when it comes to wildlife at the Masters. I seem to recall he came off second best with a wasp. Less danger on this occasion as Williams finds a double. There's the fly. It's a strawberry.
Mark Williams, 1.
Incredible banks of spectators there, creating this incredible atmosphere that we always have here at the Masters. Perhaps not the best safety shot as we have another look at that fly. I suppose it's a house fly. I don't think it's anything else. Chance of a red though here for Mark.
No flies on Williams, clearly. What a pot that was.
Both players now have got a feel of the table and the pace of the cushions, etc. So I expect Mark's cue ball control to be pretty good here. Well, that's an interesting thing. If Mark were to touch that fly, because that fly's in contact with the red, it'd be a foul.
Well, the fly might be about to have liftoff. Completely gripped by the action at the moment.
I know, the poor thing's facing the wrong... See what's about to happen.
Well, at least he's on top side.
He doesn't seem to be suffering any ill effects, that fly. I don't know. The things you see and encounter as a snooker player.
$21. 22.
Well, that's a mistake from Mark Williams. 2 straight on the blue. He'd be bitterly disappointed with that one. Only way to get into the reds now would be by taking the brown, and that's missable.
Mike Williams, 22.
No heroics from Williams, protecting what he's got by pushing the brown into a safe spot in case Carter gets in for a counter. But clearly annoyed that he didn't allow himself the chance to develop the reds there.
Can you please not call out when players are down on the shot, please? Thank you.
Oh, he's been very fortunate there, Mark Williams. Full ball cannon on the yellow. May well have left that red on. But that half ball cannon on it, as you can see, is full ball snookered the red behind the blue. And Ali now doesn't have an easy safety shot because of that.
Yeah, cries have come on Ali, but the red that's come up the table is hardly in A1 position to be potted.
No, but for 3 consecutive shots now, that blue has hidden very possible reds to that right corner. Try to move that red that's potable. Mark Williams can certainly attempt this, but no guarantee of position here. Avoided the cannon on the 2 reds, though. He's still not on a colour unless that cue ball keeps running. Oh, my goodness. I think that yellow is probably a little thinner than it looks.
He's always been gifted with that feather-like touch, Williams, with shots like that. I don't think he has a peer in the game in playing those little dribbles up to a ball. Just always seems to get the perfect weight, because they can be misjudged, can't they? You can underhit them, you can overhit them. Well, that was just right. And it's got Carter in trouble. He's already 44 behind in this frame. Can ill afford to leave Williams a chance. Otherwise, 2-1 looks highly likely.
Foul and a miss. Mark Williams 4.
It's going back.
I think the problem for Ali Carter here is he's so close to the green, he can't quite generate as much left-hand side on the cue ball as he'd like to get him behind that red that's by the black spot. Because the yellow is a little bit of a problem for him as well. No, just can't get the side spin. And because of the yellow being where it is, he's having to
Mark Williams 4.
play it to the right of the yellow anyway, so he needs to get some side spin on the cue ball. If he can't, this shot's not on.
Just for a moment, Carter fans were wondering if he might nestle in behind the green. Williams lead now 52. He's just one opportunity away here from a 2-1 advantage. Can he clip this red in?
I think he can, but slightly hampered by the yellow. Wow. The double kiss has given him the chance of pink or black, but neither pot are easy. Pink's probably no good because the cube will be heading back towards bulk. So if he wants to continue the break, it'll have to be the black.
Again, very Coolly cued by Williams. Nothing unusual about that. He's on the cusp of clinching this frame, just a handful of points away. And that's another good one. So Carter at the snooker's required stage. Williams, if he slots this black in, will surely be retaking the lead. It's pretty tense stuff, isn't it, in the early running of this match? A lot of mutual respect on show. Both players have been in fine form of late.
16.
It's proving to be quite a battle, but it's Williams who's held sway in this one.
17. $22. Mark Williams, 22 in the frame.
That red is academic. Ali Carter nods his head. So Mark Williams back in front here at the Palace. With one more frame to come before the mid-session interval, it's the two-times champion who leads 2-1. The inevitable hubbub at the end of a frame, which has gone the way of Mark Williams, who leads the man in your picture, Ali Carter, 2-1. So Carter will be keen now to share the spoils ahead of the 15-minute interval. It's proving to be as well, very competitive, and Williams has just got his nose in front again.
Interestingly, in that third frame, there wasn't a single break over 30. So I'm expecting a lot more from both of these players as the match progresses. But Ali Carter could really do with winning this fourth frame, because they'll be heading off for an interval afterwards. He won't want to go in for that interval cup of tea with a 3-1 deficit.
Yeah, plenty of terrific matchups, of course. There always is, with the very best in the world doing battle here at the Masters. As mentioned, Trump against Kyron Wilson tomorrow afternoon. That's followed by Neil Robertson against Barry Hawkins. That fly is proving to be pretty stubborn and durable. Going to be fascinating to see, isn't it, how Robertson goes after a very disappointing season to date by his standards. He went home to Melbourne to recharge. How will he go against the Hawk tomorrow evening?
Thank you. Settle down now, please. Fourth frame. Ali Carter to break.
Ali Carter breaking off in frame 4, looking to make it honours even at the interval. Williams leading the overall head-to-head 11-6. But you have to go back to the Players' Championship in 2019 for the last time they played. Williams won on that occasion 6-2. Carter's most recent success over Williams, the Northern Ireland Open in 2018, 4-3.
Thank you.
He's found the double again.
So very
Back Williams
close with
one.
that attempt at the blue. Now, did he hold the cue ball well enough for that red to the left corner? Have a look at this again. Catches enough of the near jaw to not go in.
No pot for Carter to go at. So he has to settle for a safety.
Ali may choose to bring a few reds into play here with this safety shot. Do feel his best chance of winning this match is to play an open game. Ali Carter did have a look at that. That wasn't a fluke, it was a beautifully executed shot. He'll be glad it went in because that cue ball didn't reach its intended target of the bulk cushion. You can pop the blue here into the right centre, but it's a thin one. Well, he's considering the pink. He'll do well to get good position on his next red, unless he wishes to
Pink
play
ball.
this pink at pace. Oh, great pot. For me, the best pot from Ali Carter we've seen in the match so far.
Whenever you take on a
7.
pot knowing that if you miss, you're leaving your opponent an opportunity, there's extra pressure clearly attached, and Carter passed the test there.
8.
Required good cueing.
$14. 15.
Doesn't have a good angle on the pink to work with here, Ali. May be forced to play for the loose red to the right centre. And that's not ideal either. May not be able to get a good
21.
angle on the blue if he rolls the red in. And I don't think he can quite come down far enough for the pink. And in the middle of all of those reds, there was one sneaky little red that was available. Now, I'm not sure Ali played for it, but, well, he's got a much better angle on the pink this time to go into the reds.
28. $34. $35.
Now, does he have the right angle on the yellow, I wonder, to screw into this group of reds? Don't think there's a loose one that will pot anywhere. Well, he's got one on into the right corner.
37.
A little close to the top cushion, though. He'll need to be careful with it.
It's been a well-manufactured break this so far from Carter. There have been one or two awkward pots that he's negotiated convincingly. There's another one. Gradually building a very handy lead in his bid to level this up at the break.
$43.
Oh, this red is clearly late. I think Ali screwed the cue ball back a couple of inches further than he wanted to. This isn't the time to make a mistake with this handy 42 points lead. There are still plenty of reds on the table for Mark Williams to raise that deficit.
$44.
Just about. Well, he's nicely on the black, but he will have to just play it with a little bit of pace to get onto the red next to it.
It's not getting any easier, this break, but as long as they keep going in,
51.
that's the main thing for Carter as he moves to a 50-point advantage. He's not too far away now from clinching this frame, but still work to be done, and still some risk. Williams could make an effective counter. That's another well-cued shot, right in the centre this time. Well, he's had to work extremely hard for his first half-century of the evening.
59.
But given the context, 2-1 behind against one of the greats, very important visit for Carter.
60.
This to make it 2 each, barring snookers. And this has been typically steely from the captain.
66.
And that red surely seals it for him, and there's been a lot of applause in this break, and understandably, because there've been a number of shots that could have gone astray. There's another break open the remaining reds, but the frame is won.
Yeah, Ali Carter.
Well played, Ali Carter. This is proving to be every bit as tight as we expected it might be at the start of the evening. Both players giving it everything here at the Masters, and nothing to choose at the midway stage. That was a superb break of 72 from Carter to level up once again.
$16. Thank you. 17. $24. $25.
Could go into the reds here, Ali Carter, but there is still that loose one to play for, and if you can remove that, it brings another one next to it into play.
$32. $33.
Carter showing plenty of mettle this evening. 3 times he's found himself behind, but each time he's been able to respond, and so far so good in his bid to level this once again. Try as he might, Williams can't shake Carter off at the moment.
40.
Knocked in that tremendous red at the start of this frame. I need a miss, pretty routine black.
41.
And now Carter moving pretty close to 3 each.
Well, this is certainly much better from Ali Carter. This is the sort
48.
of rhythm and speed of play that we're used to from him. And he needs to
49.
try and keep this speed of play up and try to perturb Mark Williams a little, because at the moment he's dictating terms in this match.
One more red to make sure.
57.
And the pattern from the early stages of the match continues after the interval. Williams asking the question by getting his nose in front, and Carter answering it by showing his determination.
$64. 65.
Carter made his 400th and 401st century break at the recent Championship League held in Leicester. So he's passed that milestone.
$71.
Williams knows this frame has gone. Carter making his 13th
72.
appearance at the Masters this year, and on 9 occasions he's failed to clear the first hurdle.
$79.
But he's now closing in on his 8th Masters century.
$80.
Yes, his highest ever break at the Masters is, for him, a lowly 133, which he can't better here.
$86.
Famously made the perfect break at the Crucible back in 2008
$87.
when he made the first of his 2 World Finals. But he's playing right now with a great deal of self-belief because he's got so many match wins under his belt.
93.
A 5th ranking title in Berlin last season.
96.
Runner-up in Wuhan this season. A lot of deep runs, a lot of ranking points safely bagged for Carter, and that's taken a lot of pressure off his shoulders, having firmly ensconced himself
100.
back among the game's elite. And there is an 8th Masters century, the first of the night.
105.
He's standing up to the pressure applied by his opponent.
111.
Terrific stuff. What a clearance that was. 118 from the captain. Mark Williams pegged back once again. Still nothing to choose after 6 frames of a possible 11. It's 3 each.
Possibility of planting a red into a corner pocket, so I think he could play it full-bloodedly. Pink spot there available.
$13.
Chosen to play for the remaining loose red below the green. I think Ali's problem is, though, if he cannons into the pink,
18.
it could deflect from the red just below it and not actually cannon into the reds and develop too many. That's the problem. If he can leave himself nearly straight on the blue, he may be able to go into the reds and the pink off 2 cushions, which may be better.
19.
That's exactly what he's tried to do, and I think he's played this very well. But is he just straight enough on the blue to play the shot he wants to play?
He certainly was. What a shot he's played there. Is that the match winner from Carter? Could not have executed that any better. What an opportunity he's created for himself here. One of the shots of the night, and what a moment to produce it. This match is now in his hands.
25.
Nothing Williams can do except remain focused and prepared in case he gets the chance.
I'm sure Ali Carter is feeling
31.
extremely tense and nervous at the moment, but full of excitement as well for what he may be about to achieve.
It's been 4 long years since Carter last contested this tournament. Too long for a player of his calibre. And of course, he went all the way to the title match. Pipped to the post by
40.
Stuart Bingham. But if he can take out one of the greats of the game and one of the form players in Mark Williams, get himself into the quarterfinals for just the 4th time, well, that will make him very dangerous going forward. Concentration, though,
47.
vital. He knows that one slip up here and Williams will be in. The ball's very inviting
48.
as a result of that superb cannon that he played. But it's looking a little bleak right now for the 2-times champ.
$54.
Well, he's left himself a little bit to do here.
$55.
Played it well, though. Top side of the blue. Closing in, 39 in front. Test of nerve at this stage. Ordinarily, this would be routine, but not when there's a quarter-final place at the Masters at stake.
60.
Some spectators hiding behind their fingers.
61.
But this blue is all that Ali Carter needs for a place in the last 8.
$66.
3 times he fell behind,
67.
3 times he responded and then found his A game with back-to-back century clearances. But even more important than those 100 breaks is the nerve he's shown when given the opportunity to close
73.
this out. What a cannon he played to open the Reds beautifully. And he's capitalised. That red doesn't matter. The captain pulls rank on one of the all-time greats of snooker, Mark Williams. Ali Carter clenches his fist, and no wonder. What a performance from the Essex Qist. He's through to his 4th Masters quarter-final, 6-4.